And then we called ourselves South Central Ohio Homeless Veterans Committee. And then we started doing an audit, because I don't want people to think we're stealing money, because people say you're stealing money. So we're doing an audit. So we run SoCo Vet for a number of years, and then Ray comes to me and says, how would you like to run a golf course? I go, what? He must be crazy. We got a full-time job, and I don't know nothing about golfing because I don't golf. I don't even know nothing about running a business. I said, what golf course? He says, the VA golf course. They want us to take it over and run it because they got to get out of the business. I go,
work to do.
No, I'm not doing it. And this is not the first time I told him no. So, I think about it for a couple days, and he thinks about it a couple days, and he asks me, have you thought about it? I go, yeah, I thought about it, and the answer's still no. Well, I said, how are we going to do this, Ray? I said, we got full-time jobs, and we can't do this stuff. Anyway, he says to me, well, an employee who worked here, who ran the golf course, among other jobs here, who's a good friend of ours, and I don't think he's here, is he? He is a wonderful person, very, very intelligent. You know what I'm talking about? Very intelligent, which he is. To look at him, you wouldn't think so, but he is a very super smart guy. Said he would help us, and he did. And his name, I'll keep it to ourselves. So he helped us, and we were able to continue to use the VA equipment, which we did. And when it broke down, we were able to purchase equipment. And after 3 years, we were on our own, and we were doing quite well. And a few years ago, we had to dismantle SoCo Vet. But Ray and Lynn, years before that, had wrote another grant called Veterans in Transition to help veterans who were homeless to transition back into the community. And that was a 501c, which is non-for-profit. So that picked up the golf course. And here we are, broke. No money. Zero. This golf course is a business. It's not for pleasure. It's here to make money for homeless veterans. You who've been in business know you gotta make money to run your business. Very little profit. So what this golf course makes takes a lot of money to mow the grass, buy the seed, the fertilizer, all that. Before I go any further, there's something I want to say before I forget it. I want to thank all the volunteers that we've had in the past who are no longer with us, and all the volunteers that we have today, and hopefully in the future, because without them, we cannot make this go. And I want you all to give them a hand, because without them, this doesn't go. So we're broke. We're still running a golf course. Randy Post puts hundreds of hours in here, along with other volunteers, to make this go. We're struggling, and we're struggling, and we're struggling, and we're struggling. Lynn knows Ray and I from way back when he worked with us in the same agency. He comes along, he has the Veterans Resource Center, and he partners up with us to help us because he knows what we do. Right? There's all kinds of issues, but what's available to help them in the community? We're probably one of the best small homeless programs in the United States. We fly under the radar. I read articles where they say homeless veterans are dropping the numbers. You know what I say to that? I'm not going to say it over this microphone. You know what I'm thinking. In Waverly, I've had people say, there's no homeless veterans. Well, you don't see them standing on the corner with fatigue jackets with a little doggy and a sign around their neck saying, I'm homeless. They're there. You just got to look in the right places. You got to look in the right places. They're in Ross County. How I know? Ray and I worked with them for 30 years. They're here. Now, we not only help homeless veterans here to into the community here, we help them other places too. We're not limited just to Ross County. We can help them other places. So we're not locked just here. So along with Lynn and the Veterans Resource Center, with VITI, we're providing a valuable service. So I wanted you all to know where we come from, our beginning. Next year will be 30 years. Our struggle, our success, down, struggle, we're coming back up. We're lifting slowly back up. We're getting back up on our feet, and we're moving. Now, we collect furniture. If you all got some furniture you want to give away and it's pretty good, let us know. We collect furniture, so when a homeless vet gets a place to live, they don't have no furniture. So we collect furniture. I go to auctions, I'll buy a couch for $10. I'll buy a chair for $2. It's amazing what you can buy for hardly nothing in an auction. If people got furniture you know that they want to get rid of, call us. Now, we want good used furniture. We don't want stuff that's all tore up and this, that, and the other. So my mission today was let everybody here know, and you can tell people what our mission is. Our mission is to help homeless veterans to reintegrate back into the community. The profit here, which is about that much right there, goes to help the veterans. If anybody wants to see our reports, our audits, you're more than welcome. We have them every year. That's why we have them. So if anybody says we're taking money, come look at the audit. You're more than welcome to look at it. Because I have nothing to hide. Nobody on the board, there's 5 members on the board, have nothing to hide. And guess what we get paid? Zero. Somebody will maybe bring in some cookies or donuts. We may get a cup of coffee. That's it. We do it for the love of veterans. I wore this shirt today. I have a lot of shirts that's got Vietnam things on, like Agent Orange and other things. But this shirt sends a message about war, the casualties of war. I fought a war. Many of you fought wars. I don't know what we get out of fighting wars. We get a lot of casualties. This hat is the Chris Kyle's foundation, the Frog Foundation. Chris Kyle was the sniper that was killed in Texas. The movie Sniper was made from him, his story, who was killed, but I think was actually assassinated. Marcus Luttrell is running the foundation, who was the lone survivor, and who's on tour, and I'm going to go see him in Louisville in October. And I'm going to go backstage to meet him and have my picture taken with him. He's one of my heroes, along with Michael Murphy, who they call Murph, who gave his life, and the lone survivor who crawled out on the ledge and gave his life. So Marcus Murphy. I don't know if you believe in God. I do. And I don't know if you believe in destiny. I do. And my destiny was to come back from Vietnam, being in a rifle company, rifle platoon, saw a lot of action, finally realized to come back and work with homeless veterans. So that's my story, and this is VITI, Veterans Resource. We're here to work with veterans. Thank God.
row.
Yeah.
So does the sound of that Sherman rumbling just get your heart pumping and the adrenaline flowing? Yeah, I have goosebumps, which is good. It's a hot day, so it's cooling me off a little bit. I want to address a couple of points that Dennis made. Number one, have any of you ever seen the movie Kelly's Heroes? Yeah. Remember the Kelly's Heroes, you know? Sherman up against a tiger. How did they take down the tiger? That's the way he said, right? You sneak up behind it and shoot in the butt, right? That's how you, because you know, the Germans, they were so sure that they were just always going to be on the attack. They put all the armor in the front, didn't put anything in the rear. So if you wanted to take them out, you take the small, quick Sherman tank, get behind them, and blow them up.
Huh.
The other thing is that Dennis was talking about gathering furniture so we can help homeless vets. We also run a food bank for veterans, and September is the state of Ohio's Feed Ohio campaign. Our food bank is located at our resource center. You can see our sign here and the phone number here. It's located over on Bridge Street. And during the month of September, we make an all-out effort to make sure that our pantries are full, so that we can help veterans. We deliver 2,000 to 3,000 meals a month to not just homeless veterans, but any other veteran and their families that are struggling. So if you get pumped up by listening to that Sherman and you want to make it some kind of food donation or something, give Dennis or Brandon a call, that number on the front of the lectern here, and we'd appreciate your help. So General William Tecumseh Sherman, Civil War fame, was from Southern Ohio. This golf course, in fact the entire VA campus, once was the location of Camp Sherman, one of the largest Army bases in the U.S. And during Forrest Everhart's military service, the primary battle tank in the U.S. Arsenal was the M4A2 Sherman Tank. So when we decided to rededicate this course to Mr. Everhart's legacy, it seemed like a good idea to get a Sherman tank and place it here as a sentinel over Mr. Everhart's course. It was easier said than done. I contacted the Army, which has to approve acquisitions like this, last December, and there were about 8 or 9 other organizations across the country that wanted this tank. And so I came out here, we took all kinds of photographs, and we put together the history of how windy it is here. The history of Camp Sherman and the course, and we made a pitch to the Army that if you have a Sherman tank to give away, there is no better place to put it than right here in Chillicothe, Ohio. I wasn't sure we were going to be able to pull it off, but finally in late June, I received a letter from the Army Materiel Command that said, congratulations, you now own an M4A2 Sherman tank. And I'll tell you, it's one of the happiest days of my life. I want to call your attention to a few facts about the tank. Our placard here shows some of the basic information about the M4, its size, crew, and armament, for example. Now you look at that tank, and you imagine 5 men living inside there with over 7,000 rounds of ammunition and several hundred gallons of, this particular tank was a diesel, several hundred gallons of diesel.
Dirty smeller tanker.
I mean, it took an awful lot of courage to be a tanker. And I just can't even imagine, you know, what it was like to live inside of that, you know, for the best part of 4 years.